Let's get a lovely round of applause going on first act. Our first act tonight, he's a local boy! He's from Bootle! Everyone, come on, let's get a massive round of applause going. When he's not doing this, he's a drone pilot! Ooh! Everyone, more! Get it going! Please welcome on stage the wonderful Carl Nichols!
Hello everybody! Welcome to Salt and Tart 2025. As you know, my name's Carl. I am a local drone pilot. When you come to places like this, people often say, tell me something interesting about yourself. So my interesting story is my father was actually a US Air Force fighter pilot. He was a technical sergeant. Yeah, he used to tell me he was a spy, I'm not messing. He used to say, the aeroplane with the big satellite on top. He used to fly around in that. So anyway, you know what that makes me, doesn't it? Living in Bootle in Strand's house up there, a fucking loser. Yeah, we'll get into that again later. So anyway, did you know Salt and Tart had 800 people in here a couple of nights ago? We had a 35-year anniversary for Quadrant Park. Brilliant. New Year's is like that. Anyone in here been to the old Quadrant Park? Hey, look, you all remember. I knew it, I could tell. So anyway, yeah, so I came over thinking it was going to be like Grab a Gary. No, the age group was more like Grab a Granny. I thought it was in the Grafton. Yeah, a couple of weeks since then the Pride event's being held here. There's going to be a march and everything, so all the people are going to be at the Pride. That night it's going to be Grab a Tranny. Get back for it. So anyway, I turned 40. Is anyone else 40 in the room? I turned 40 a year ago. 41 soon. Turning 40 when you've sort of stepped out of the rat race, I call it, when you're trying to, find yourself a bird and all that. So I've stayed away from women for the last 10 years. So you used to work too hard and you start mixing work with your life, and then if they sort of find out what you're working, that's the most important thing to you, then that's what they're going for. So I stayed away from it. So anyway, trying to step back into the dating game after turning 40, it comes with its confusion, certainly when you've not even attempted, say, at least COVID-19, what a mindfuck all that was. So anyway, yeah, I started coming out with all these little extravagant ways to sort of try and attract the opposite sex, while I'm in all my confusion. Like, times have changed a little bit now. It's not like it was back in our day. We used to walk down the street, see a bird and you'd be like, hey girl, you're fit, and she'd say, and he'd stop on the corner, and you'd think, yeah, we can walk back here, or you'd be out when you're a little bit older in the bar, hey, get you a bevy, and that was it. Now, people are just like cyborgs, non-playable characters, I call them, NPCs, mobile phones now. So this poses problems, and in my confusion I started doing strange things to attract the opposite sex. So with me being a drone pilot, media, content creator, etc., videographer, photographer, I've spent the past 6 or 7 months buying all gadgets, just trying to build my company up a little bit better. So part of these gadgets, I'll buy myself fancy cameras, microphones, gimbals, that's my favourite one. So, and then, like, I don't know, I'll try and give myself a smart appearance. My clothes are always well pressed. My place is absolutely fantastic, even though it is just in Strand's house. I've still got an actual balcony and I overlook the canal. So I feel like I've made it. So within all this, get me gimbal and start thinking of these little different ways just to attract these opposite sex. So within all of that, I'm like some peacock. I feel like some extravagant peacock. Put David Attenborough in the corner with a camera on me now to observe me. He'll say, that lad just wants a shag. Nothing wrong with him, just wants a shag. But he doesn't know how to approach the opposite sex no more because they're all walking down with the mobile phones, red carpet everywhere they go, in their own head. So anyway, I was walking over to Bootle train station a few weeks ago. I had my big gimbal, my camera on top of it, feeling like $1 million. No one in Bootle's ever seen nothing like this before. So I'm standing there, and is anyone in here from Kirby? Anyone from Kirby? I didn't think so. Good. I was going to start going on about how we all mix porridge and what side of the mixing bowl did you come from? Did you bring the ready bread? Did you bring the spoon? Did you bring the sugar? Who brought the milk? I'm glad I didn't have to go into incest. So I'm standing on Bootle train station with my gimbal out, of course. And some birds there with a ma, she was like a woman, she was about 35, 36, 37, something like that. She had a kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4. So she's flitting around me like a little butterfly, this one. And obviously I read all signs, I don't know how to read the signs. She's flitting from one shoulder. And now that's big, that lad, isn't it? And she flips to the other one and goes, "You're tall, you aren't you?" Thinking, fucking hell, she's checking me out here. I haven't seen this type of reaction for a while. She goes, "What star sign are you?" I think, fuck, I'm in. If she's asking me what that is, I'm gonna nail this right now. Not in the train station. So anyway, she carries on and I says to her, says the magic words, didn't I? I muttered them, look how screwed up my face will go now. I was even trying to say it, I haven't said this to no one, girl, you must be the special chosen one. And I said to her, "Can I have your phone number?" Plucked up the courage, didn't I? You know what she said? "Oh, my phone's run out of battery. Get me Mars." You know what a ma was like? A ma was a proper Kirby one, she was. Built like a brick shit house, sitting there like a guard dog. It's like, okay, look, I wanted your phone number, you know, girl. I can't, like, get your Mars. Like, this is a fucking disaster. This is why you don't bother. So anyway, gets a Mars phone number. Gets on the train with her. She's just still sitting, and we get off, and I go on my travels. So you'd never guess what happened. A week later, I was in Liverpool city centre, going to Lime Street train station. I was on my way up to Wigan. Apart from being a drone pilot, I also take photographs for insurance companies. So if you crash your car, if your house has fallen down, I'll come to your house and take photos of your car. So I was going to Wigan to do one of them little jobs. Walking up the steps at Lime Street, wasn't I? Just minding my own business, smoking a cigarette, and I noticed a pram with a little scrog in it. That wasn't mine, obviously. I thought I recognised that baby. So then there was the other one. I thought, that's that bird from last week. So I looks up and I sees her, she stands in there in butterfly mode again. Comes over to my shoulder, sticks at my shoulder, she goes this time, "Psst, me fella's there." So I thought, oh God, so I looks over and some Kirby beefcake, he looked like he'd snorted his body weight in cocaine, stands in there like another guard dog basically. Well, all right lad. So I think, oh fuck, what, this is mad, this is just typical, like what are the odds? So anyway, backs off, goes and stands at the steps, taking photographs of St. George's Hall, smoking a cigarette. And I turns my head around and he's there, "Come here lad, come here. So I walked over to him, and I said, "You're alright mate?" "What's going on here?" He says, "You met me bird in that last week, didn't you? She telling me about it?" "Yeah, she's quite fit, like I was actually trying to grip her, I was just going through my head." So anyway, he says to me, "What are you doing? He's taking photos, take our photo for us." So taking photos, thinking I've met the family, I've met the mum last week, I've met the dad, I've met all the babies. Now I'm taking the family portraits for them. And I just wanted to, you know, grip a bird for once in my life, not all this in-between extra shit. So anyway, taking photographs of it, she says, like, you met him last week, didn't you, at Bootle train station?" I said, "Yeah," he went, "Is this Shagger Ma?" Like, whoa, that's a bit extreme, isn't it, mate? So I said anyway, no, did you? The music stopped. I'm telling you, the music stopped, it weren't funny, and I did just go away. It was obvious he'd shagged a man. So walking away in my Pandas, a couple of weeks later, I'm thinking that gimbal nearly worked. Like I said, Kirby, I'd never seen it. No one in Bootle's ever seen a big gimbal like that before. So I'm thinking, how do I elaborate on this? How do I keep building on this? This seems to be getting me somewhere. So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy myself a big dinghy. So, started setting out to buy myself a dinghy, thinking I'll live on the canal. I've got a canal side property. Might as well get myself a corporate yacht. And then obviously I can take the girls down the Champs-Elysees, down here in France. In my head, I am going on belter dates and feeding them grapes, bottles of nice wine, or I've got like, you know, dancing around in bikinis with TJ sets on me dinghy, going down. No, really, it just cost me 160 quid on eBay. Got a paddle. Just one. Oh, God almighty. So, anyway, so then turning 40, I obviously started to think a little bit more about health and everything, so I've got to keep my eyes sort of okay. So, seeing drones, I've got to be able to see me drone in the sky, they're only tiny. So anyway, started wearing contact lenses. And the story how I got to wearing the contact lenses is actually quite funny. So, goes into the opticians, Johnny Goggles over in Bootle. Anyone from Bootle? We all know how many people have been here to Johnny. You've been to Johnny Goggles, haven't you? No! Letting the side down. Ronnie's been. So anyway, when I first started wearing the glasses, went in there, sitting in the optician's chair. And the fella dropped all professionalism as he's scanning my eyeballs with his eyeball machine, whatever it is. Drops all professionalism, absolutely every bit of it, and went, "Whoa, your eyes are fucking shit!" And I was just like, "Oh my God, thanks for the boost of confidence, mate. I'm definitely getting glasses now." So long story short, I don't like wearing glasses. In fact, got them in here. I was going to wear them for the first time tonight, but I'm not. So I don't like wearing them. So get contact lenses so I can go out in public and be able to see still. And then so for the first 3 weeks, they're a little bit funny. They're hard to deal with. Kept putting them in and then trying to get them out. It's horrible. So anyway, got them out one night. And then I feel like I couldn't get one out of me right eye, so I'm pulling on it for days and days, just pulling on it. Couldn't feel nothing. I could feel I could feel it coming back, peeling back. So I was like, okay. So I goes down to the opticians and says, "Listen, something's wrong with my eye. I've got one of these contact lenses stuck in my eye. And it's killing me. My eyes all itchy. Even as I'm sitting there in the waiting room, I'm still peeling my eye and just like." So anyway, I says to her, she looks in my eye and she goes, That's not a contact lens, lad. That's the protective film on your eyeball." I went, Straight, you know what she said to me? "Should have went to Specsavers." That's unbelievable. So I actually did meet a girl on Friday night. Fucking hell. Come out of here, didn't I? Filming all day in here, walked around the corner, going to get myself a packet of ciggies, walking back past the Wild Rose. Do you know what's coming now? So anyway, yeah, some waif come out of there, walking behind me, or like, I was just like, looking backwards as I was walking, eating me McCoys. Did you know what? She actually looked quite nice for someone who's just walked out of the Wild Rose. So I said, "You're alright, girl, I'm sorry, you keep looking back at you." I was thinking, just because you're fit. And so she said, "Oh yeah, it's alright." And she didn't have a Scouse accent, so she thought, "Where are you going now? It's like a little bit late for you to be wondering." So anyway, she started walking at my side and she was doing this butterfly thing that I'd seen that other one doing a few weeks ago. Thinking, this reaction, I've seen this somewhere before. So anyway, I said, "Well, if you want, you sound like you're going miles away, you can either go home now or come back to mine and we'll get you a drink and get your phone charged up and whatever and find your mate and get your own." So, you know, I was being a gent, I was, so get it in. We go with the Asda, everyone in the Asda's looking at me like, "Who the fuck's this who you've got with your ear, lad? She's wrecked, you're not, what's going on here?" So having a nice little drink, get it in, get your phone charger, girl, get your phone charger, phone your mate, tell them where you are, you're in the middle of Bootle, I think everyone would want to know where you are. She was from Crewe, believe it or not. So anyway, yeah, and then she gets her phone on, starts talking to her mates online. I'm thinking, shit, this is going to fall apart now, this is what happens. They phone the mates, they start saying, hey, phoning other lads and saying, "Will you come and pick me up?" "Oh, I'm in a party," and we're in a party, it's just me sitting there just trying to, you know, get a bear for once. So a mate comes, and then I think, okay, then this is alright. So after about 45 minutes, a mate hits me with it. She hits me with the cork and she said, "You know what, I've got a nice place here, haven't you, lad? It's all clean and all that." And she went, "Are you gay?" What the holy fuck shit just happened here? "I am not gay. No, I'm not gay." Okay, she said, "So why haven't you got a kid? Why haven't you got a bird here?" Said, simple answer is, I'm a eugenicist. I live in Bootle. I'm fucked, I'll never find a bird. So I'm going around to all the reasons why I can't find a girlfriend in Bootle. Come on, we've got a gene pool, I'm a eugenicist, we've got a gene pool. The gene pool in Bootle's obviously fucking desecrated. And you, who was asking me if I'm gay, I don't quite like your gene pool. I'm going to have to start not leaving plenty of fish at the side and going to start to find my genetical match on some sort of DNA database website or something. I'm descended past all of that. So anyway, yeah, a little bit strange my love life at the moment. You couldn't guess. So I ended up having to boot them out. I said, I've got plenty to do tomorrow, I'm going to work, please leave me alone. So yeah, that's been me. I am Carl. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for the attention. Go on, Carl! Carl Nichols, everyone, big round of applause. Going up first.
Next up, get some energy in the room. Lives in Formby. Very nice, very nice. Works in education. Please welcome on stage. Come on, let's get it going. Let's get a lovely welcome for Chris Lowcock.
That's not a good start. Hello. Thank you for that welcome. You all seem very excited to see me. I just let you know I'm not Harry Hill, okay? So, just let you know. So, as he said, I'm Chris. I currently live in Formby. So does Bren, actually. I don't know. He's saying, woo, sing yourself. So, 52. That's how old I am. I know I don't look it, but do you know what? Do you know what? People come on stages, these comedians, they say 52. How shit is it getting old? It's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, when you're in your 20s, right, you have to worry about all kinds of shit. You know, when you're in your 40s, you've got to learn how to use a gimbal and all that stuff. And you've got to remember how to do that. I don't have to worry about mortgages anymore. My kids are grown up. I don't have to get up in the morning and, you know, change nappies and do all that rubbish. In reality, I've got 25 years left, really. And I think I can fucking do that. I can do 25 years. I bought a pair of walking shoes the other day, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I could make these last. I really, really could. You know, my whole outlook in life now has changed. 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep is the pinnacle of what I'm trying to do. You know, not getting up in the middle of the night for a piss is that's a real achievement. It really, really is. So lots of things have changed for me. However, one thing that hasn't changed, and it's a stipulation for me moving forward, is I still go on lads' holidays. I still go on with my mates from all over, and we're all like in our 50s. We still go on these holidays. And they're great. However, they're very, very different. They're very, very different. However, they're different for some reasons that aren't great. Because when I was in my 20s, they used to see me at breakfast and they go to me, "You were fucking outrageous last night." Absolute outrageous. I can't believe what you were doing. I can't believe what you were doing on that dance floor. You're an absolute... Oh, you're a shame. You're a shower. You're an absolute weapon. You really are. That was my 20s. Now, this year, breakfast, you're a fucking absolute idiot. I can't believe what you were doing last night. You were just... I can't believe it. It's outrageous and it needs to stop. I mean, what are you going on about? Snoring. They used to call me an animal in my 20s, believe it or not, because I was the last one up. I was the one snorting the vodka. I was the one cavorting around the dance floor chasing skirts at the early hours of the morning. And that's what they used to call me. They used to call me an animal. They still call me an animal now. However, for different reasons. They call me an animal because when I snore, I sound like a wildebeest fucking a cement mixer. And a wounded wildebeest at that point as well. So things have changed quite considerably in that respect. And do you know when you go on holiday and you go to the departure lounge and you see the hen nights and stag nights and you're all there and they're all there absolutely smashing the pints. Absolute smashing the cocktails, shots, the lot. They're absolutely nailing it at John Lennon Airport. And you see them, they get on the plane, head night, and you know, they're scared because they might get thrown off. It's the same thing with my mates, except I'm not smashing the pints, I'm smashing the espressos and the coffees, because they want to keep me awake for as long as possible, because they don't want the plane to be diverted to somewhere else. Because once I get on that plane and if I fall asleep, then the pilot is going to think the plane's engines are fucked and we're going to be diverted to somewhere else. It's a real problem. So, again, very different starts to the holidays. And, you know, my mates say to me, they say, your wife must be an absolute saint. She must be a saint. She's been, like, married to you for over 20 years. How the fuck does she put up with that? We've just done 7 days in Tenerife with you, and we're going back with PTSD. It ain't good. It ain't good at all. So you've got all that, and you talk about it, and they say it's like torture. They say to me, a holiday with you, mate, is like torture. Have you seen that SES Are You Tough Enough? Have you seen that? Right, where they're all stick them in that room, and they're all in there, and they're in those stress positions. And they've got like babies crying and white noise smashing, and they're all crying because they can't take any more. That's what my mates say it's like. I've actually, and she doesn't know this, but I've entered my wife next year for it, because she'll smash that. She'll absolutely, when they're in that stress position and they've got that headphones on, they're like blurting out all that noise and all those babies crying. My wife will be like that. Best fucking sleep in 20 years, she'll say. I love it. It's like storm sounds for her. She'll just nod off straight away. She will absolutely destroy it. In fact, I've even filled out an application form for her for MI5. That's it. And saying that, that's what they should do with me. They should put me in the employment MI5, because I tell you what, those Russian agents, when they come over, you want to know what their secrets are. You want to know anything about what's going on. Forget about electrodes, crocodile clips on the nipples. Forget that. Forget waterboarding. Put them in a room with me, 5 cans of Stella, a pillow. I guarantee in 2 hours they'll be, let me the fuck out of here. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Where's the missiles? They're fucking over there. Get me out to this place. He's a lunatic. And it is, that's snoring, and you know, that's how it works with me. You're looking at me, you wouldn't think it is, but it really is that bad and that insane. So, you know, and people go on holiday, you know, you all go down, yeah, these two, they've all been on holiday, you go down there, and you've gone down to get your sunbeds, haven't you? You're throwing your towels out at 6 in the morning. I tell you, you throw me down there, you don't need a towel. Put me on. Families are moving away from me. I have an exclusion zone around me because I just curl up. Again, wounded dinosaur. No one wants to come with me. People go away on these holidays and they want to go snorkeling, don't they? They go for a nice snorkel in there. Not for me, I go snorkeling. Go snorkeling, so they're all there doing that. The other thing as well, we're getting older. The other good thing about getting older is you can actually do different things, or you can experience different things as well, sexually. Really can. So me and my wife, we've got this new position. It's called the librarian. Anyone done the librarian? Oh, well, let me tell you. Let me tell you what the librarian is. So basically, we go upstairs, we get into bed, she puts on her glasses, she looks at me, adoringly, then she reaches over to a bedside cabinet, she gets a book out, then she tells me to shut the fuck up and shh and go to sleep. And that's it. Fantastic role play for me. Well, you've been a great audience. Thank you very much. Good night.
Go on, everyone, it's Chris Lowcock for everyone. Well done, Chris. Well done, pal. Right, third act. Keep the round of applause going. Right, our third act is from Southport. She's a mum. Please put your hands together and go wild and crazy for the lovely Samantha Mullings!
Gosh, I've been that side a lot of times, but I've never been this fucking side before. Thank you all for coming out tonight. It's great to see so many people here. It's for charity, isn't it? So you're all here giving money to charity, which is fabulous. And it's pissing down out there and you've still come out. Like, clear night though, looking at this sky, isn't it? You can see all the stars. Wow, flipping heck. So, as Bren said, my name's Sam and I'm from Southport. I live in Southport. Yes. Southport massive in the front there, I suppose. And Boot massive too, that's good too. So yeah, been living in Southport the last 5 years. And as you may know, Southport is a seaside town, in theory. In practice, there's no sea. The sea doesn't come in Southport, you know. It's kind of sea adjacent. It's kind of, well, it's not seaside, it's just side, isn't it? You know. So the sea does come in occasionally and then it goes back out again. I reckon it goes over to Blackpool. They hang on to it because they're robbing bastards over there. And eventually it escapes and it comes back. And we've got it. But in theory, I mean, I think we have it every other week. It's kind of like we've got shared care of the sea. You know, the sea comes in, we take it to McDonald's for the afternoon. We slag off its mum. Then we decide we want to watch the footy, so we send it back in. And you know how it is. You know how it is. So yeah, seaside town. So what else? Oh yeah, I keep reading that in 2055, apparently, Southport will be underwater because of global warming. I know. That's a long time to wait for a paddle, isn't it? That really is playing the long game, isn't it? Jesus. So what else has Southport got to recommend it? Well, there's a lot of older people, there's a lot of pensioners, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, because, you know, when I first moved there, I was a bit sniffy about it. I was like, Jesus. But now, I found my tribe. I am an honorary pensioner, you know? Love them. We've got so much in common. They like talking to people at bus stops. I like talking to people at bus stops. I have turned into my mother. This is the thing. But you can find out some interesting things at bus stops. For example, some woman diagnosed my daughter with ADHD before we'd even realised that she had ADHD. It's true. I mean, she was standing there on one leg, flapping, and hyper-focusing on all the yellow cars going past, but who knew, you know? So yeah, the other thing that the pensioners like to do in Southport is tut. We've got a lot of tutting. It's like a hobby for them, you know? And tutting, it can show your annoyance, but it also helps keep your dentures in, so it's like a win-win on that one, isn't it? The main thing that they like to tut about currently in Southport is the cycle lanes. You know, friggin' hate the cycle lanes, don't they? Waste some money. And to a certain extent, I can understand that. They're not the demographic for the cycle lane, are they? You know, not since the penny farthing factory closed down. So yeah, it probably does seem like a waste of money, you know? I get it. So I thought, well, what can we do? How can we turn this around? How can we make lemonade from lemons, you know? can make them into Zimmer frame lanes, come on. You know, they'd get use out of them then, wouldn't they? Gosh, am I the only one with any ideas in this place? So, yeah. What else have we got going for us in Southport? So we've got loads of dogs. Little dogs that people bought in lockdown, which is great. But we've also got loads of dog prams. Now, I love dog prams. The dogs always look made up, don't they? They really are pleased to be there, you know, they're in the pram, they're living their best life, they're like this, like the prow of a ship. You know, like bloody Kate Winslet on Titanic, they're there, they're going for it. Their ears are blowing in the wind, you know, they've got Celine Dion going through the soundtrack in their head, you know. Paint me like your French poodles, Jack. Yeah, they are absolutely lovely. And it's mad because the dogs love prams. Great. Kids fucking hate prams, don't they? You try and keep a toddler in a pram, they're like, nah, I want to get out, Mum, I want to walk. But dogs love it. Dogs have got the right ideas. But something I saw recently in Southport, which was a new one on me, there was a sausage dog. Well, hang on a minute. No, it was a dash hound. You can't call them sausage dogs anymore. Oh, that's their dead name. You can't call them that. I am not a sausage dog. I am a dash hound. So, dash hound. And I presume its back legs must have gone, you know, poor thing, that's it. So they put wheels on the back of it. Kind of like a go-kart. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting. And the dog seemed to be loving it. It's galloping along. And I thought, well, is it loving it? Is it just trying to get away and the wheels are following it? I'm not sure on that. But yeah, but it seemed to be okay. It's galloping along, as I say. And then I thought, how does it go for a wee? Really? Dogs cock a leg, don't they? What does it do? Like a little wheelie at the back or something? Not sure on that one. Not entirely sure, so yeah. Pensioners and dogs. Please. Apart from that, Southport isn't that diverse, to be honest with you. I mean, considering you've got Preston in one direction, you've got Manchester in the other direction, you've got Liverpool in the other direction. It's not the biggest gene pool, to be frank. I don't know if all the tutting kind of like makes a force field around Southport and that stops any infiltrators coming in. I'm not entirely sure on that. But yeah, the knock-on effect of that is whenever I go out, me and my daughter go to Sainsbury's, for example, we always get followed round by the security guard. I'm not sure what the reason is for that. Could it be our curly hair? Could it be the security guard missed that day when they had the unconscious bias training because he was too busy scratching his arse? Not entirely sure. But yeah, they follow us. Or it could just be because they do a lot of shoplifting. I'm not sure. So yeah, not a lot of diversity in Southport. We do have Pleasureland, which I believe has changed its name to Adventureland. I think that's because Trades Description Act got in touch with them. So, really? Pleasureland? Oh, not entirely sure about that, to be honest with you. Yeah, so it's a theme park. That's about, yeah, it's not Disney World, is it? The only thing it's got in common with Disneyland is probably both got mice, haven't they? That's about it. So we got that. We got the pier, and that's just for decoration use at the moment. You can look at it, you can't go on it. But yeah. But, so I'm thinking, well, we need to bring people to Southport. They need to come and see how amazing it is. And I found out, I bet some of you might know this, but I'm not sure. In, I think it was 1575. No. Write this down, you might need this in the quiz, Lisa. 1575, a shipload of potatoes washed up on the beach in Southport. And so Southport's one of the first places where they grew potatoes. Now I think that's interesting, maybe I need to go out more, but so yeah, it's one of the first places in the country where they grew potatoes, so I think that should be celebrated. I think more people need to know this kind of fact, you know? I think they should celebrate that. I think we should have a national potato day in Southport, you know? have Spodfest or something, big it up. And I was thinking, ooh, we should walk down Wall Street some days, it looks like they're celebrating already, to be fair. Particularly if you go into the Weatherspoons, it's quite a few that look like they've been peeled or mashed. So, yeah. But, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I do actually really love being in Southport now. It could be a bit of Stockholm syndrome, I'm not entirely sure about that. But, it's a good place to live. I mean, now, when I go into Liverpool, for example, back into Liverpool, I work in Liverpool, it just seems to brash and fast and in your face and grubby and full of ruffians and ne'er-do-wells. That's just me mates sitting there, And Wigan, even Wigan seems like friggin' Las Vegas compared to Southport now, the lights. So yeah, I do love it. I don't know, we need a strapline really, don't we, to get people in, for the tourist information stuff. And I thought, well, what about see Southport and die? I used that for my interview at the tourist information. I'm not sure why I didn't get the job, but anyway, that's their loss, isn't it? But you've been a lovely audience. Thank you very much.
Our last act is a painter and decorator. Good lad with a trade. Good lad with a trade. The girls like him. Good lad with a trade. He's from Seaforth. Please, everyone, go wild for the wonderful Dave Rowlands.
How are we all? Just wanted to start by saying what an absolute privilege it is to be involved in something like this, to get the opportunity to come down and perform at the wonderful Salt and Tar, named of course for the salt that used to come along the canal at the back, the sails of which would build the very streets upon which we stand today. And the tar that forms in a big fucking massive cloud outside the bingo every Friday and Saturday. Now I can see some of you looking, no, I'm not a refugee from a 90s indie band. I was in a boozer once and someone said, hey, did you used to be in an indie band? And one of your mates went, fucking, yeah, Shed 7 Stone. But I am a kid of the 90s. As you can see, my fashion sense stopped somewhere around 97. I grew up with lad culture. People my age remember lad culture. All the booze, all the birds, all the lads, all that kind of stuff. It was alright to take the piss out of people and no one until... See, I think we're one of the most hard done by generations because we've been through political correctness gone mad twice. Political correctness gone mad number one, late 90s, early 2000s, all over the telly, can't say nothing no more. We kind of came through it. We worked out what we could say, we worked out what we couldn't say, and everyone was happy. And then we got to political correctness 2, cancel culture. And we couldn't say fuck all anymore. And everyone's a protected group. And I've got kids in the modern age, and so they remind me constantly, they bully me constantly. Dad, you can't say that no more. And turning into it used to be nans, didn't it really? Oh, Nana, don't say that, we don't use that word no more, that you're from a different time and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm from a different time. And no one told me. I didn't realise I was getting older until some bird on the bus turned around and goes, hey, little kid was playing up. She goes, the old man's gonna shout. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, fucking hell, this kid's gonna get it here, where's this old man? It was me. Fucking old man. But having kids nowadays and all the protected groups and stuff has made me realise I'm actually a member of the only non-protected group that exists anymore in society. Might come as a shock to some of you, but I am a fat lad. There's no such thing as slayers for fat lads. Everything's open. The things I've been called: tubbo, lard-ass, chunk, big truck, fatty, fat pie, fatty fudge, chunky monkey, fucking slim. Slim. Don't give a fuck. I'll tell you what the worst one is. The worst one. Because we all know what you're up to. It's underhanded. We know what you're doing. Have we got any big fellas in? Fuck them. You've been told, Bren told you. All of yous. Tell Matthew's gonna twat yous after this. Fucking big fella. That's the worst. Because it's underhanded, you're calling me fat without calling me fat. In work, he'll go, just stick it over there somewhere by the big fella. Or, can I just squeeze past you there, big fella, when you're in a bar or in a crowd? So, just get past you, big fella. Or, can me and me family shelter from the wind behind you, big fella? It's just call me fat lad and just have it to me. But yeah, you can't say nothing to no one anymore. It's I tried really hard. I'm you know, as I say, I was brought up in the 90s. Tell you back then. Does anyone remember live TV on cable? It's niche, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting a big response. It was a local Liverpool channel. I believe it was Channel 18 on the old Telly-West cable box thing. Let me do it, I'm getting there. The best thing ever to exist on live TV was Britain's bounciest weather with Rusty Gough. Right? It was just before the topless starts. Obviously, I was only tuning in for Rusty Gough. Aye, indeed. If you don't know Britain's bounciest weather with Rusty Gough, he was a little person. I'm trying. And he would bounce on a little trampoline while he told you what tomorrow's weather was. What more do you need on TV? Now, that was alright back then. You could even call him a dwarf, where the problem. No one was asked. But I'm trying to get out of that. I'm living today. I'm trying to be a modern man. I'm trying to, you know, be caring, be open to other people's feelings. I'm trying to understand whatever the fuck kombucha is. Like, all of my mates now go to the gym and do sauna and cold plunge and all. The closest I've been to a sauna is having the shower on while I go for a shite. A working class steam room, I call it. But I am trying really hard. Like, I need to try and be a modern parent as well. And like, before we had our first kid, me and the missus, we absolutely convinced ourselves that we were going to be those parents. And we all know what those parents are. I normally say in the practice, I've always said the front forming. I didn't know Chris was front forming. But you know, they're parents like Chris. They've got a full set of Penguin classics. They actually read them to the children. They sing lullabies at night. They know what quinoa is. They know their kids' names. But we did, we were totally before he was born, he's not going to have any screen time. We're going to get rid of the telly. He's not, we're going to answer every single question that he ever asks. But by the time he was 6, he thought his name was Don't Know Mate. And he thought Mr. Tumble was his dad. We did actually, for the time, we did actually get rid of the telly. And it was because of JML advert. It was not through any Like, I fucking couldn't listen to him no more. But, when, like, it's all my mates, you know, got the telly, I haven't got a telly in the living room no more. One of them turn around and goes, "The fucking hell's your couch pointing at?" The rest of them just call me gay. That's what we came up with. But we do try hard to, like, we've tried hard to bring the kids up with respect. We've tried hard to bring the kids up to be accepting of people's differences and, you know, try not to, if you see someone who's different, try not to point it out, try not to draw attention to it. You know, we're all different at the end of the day. And we thought we'd done really, really well. Until I was taking my daughter to nursery one day. And we come out of Bootle Station. And we're walking down the ramp. Happy as laddie, no issues. And one of Rusty Goff's brethren, like, came on, started coming up the ramp. Now, as you might have guessed from me loving Rusty Goff, I'm a bit of a fan of little people. I still prefer the term dwarf. Snow White and the Seven Little People just doesn't sound right, does it? It just doesn't feel right, so the little dwarfs come round the corner. Obviously, I get a little bit excited, because I'm a kid from the 90s. They used to be in the circus, and that used to be alright. Like, so he's come round the corner, and I thought, yes, boss, like, it's going to be a good day. I've seen a dwarf, like, it's some sort of myth or something like that, I can't remember. But I looked down and I see my daughter's face, and she was just as transfixed as I was. But hers was more like, what the fuck's going on? Like, he's the same size as me, but he's a grown-up. Like, but I don't get it. I could see it in her head. I could see, and I was like, she's gonna fucking say something. Like, she's gonna hoping with all my heart. I'm like, don't ruin my day of seeing a dwarf. It's not. Literally, he got side by side, right? Within 4 foot. Which I suppose is quite a distance for him, but... So, literally, as he gets there, right, he gets right next to us. I'm looking at her, I can see it, it's like a volcano ready to go off. She just goes, "Dad! Look at him!" And I was like, oh, I got to pause, boy. But like, he's in a rush to go and get his train, I'm in a rush to go and get her to nursery, so we're like, I wanted to stop and be like, oh, mate, like, we haven't brought her up that way, that's like, you know, we're teaching her respect and all that, she's only little, I'm sorry, like, I love you guys. But I didn't get a chance, obviously, because he's going that way, I'm going that way, so it's like, oh, fucking hell. I've ruined me one opportunity to have a positive interaction with a dwarf. Anyway, I think he's gonna think I'm a dickhead now, and like, it's the last thing I wanted. Later on, I'm going to pick her up. I get off the train again. Down the end of the carriage, I see him hop off down the far end. Little backpack on. Well, normal size backpack. It's not weird, I'm not gonna lie. So, I see him, he's further down the platform, and I think, this is my opportunity. I'm going to be able to catch up to him. I'm going to be able to apologise, and like I'm sure he'll remember, because it weren't nice for him, like. So I thought, right, I'm going to catch him. Not like in a bag. Not like I'm after his Lucky Charms, I don't mean it like that. Like I'm going to catch up to him. So I started like hurrying up, he was a couple of cars down. And as I'm closing the distance, he turned around and fucking spotted me, right? So now I'm like half chasing him. Because he must have thought, oh, there's that fucking dickhead from Swan, he's gonna have a go at me again. So he starts like, not running, but like getting a little bit quicker. So I get a little bit quicker. So he gets like, they're fucking quick, you know, like he starts getting a bit quicker. And I'm like, fucking fee-fi-foing my way down the ramp behind him. Like, I don't know what it looked like to everyone. Like, it looked like I was fucking chasing a kid to everyone else around. So anyway, he's got down the bottom and fucking like, and it's just at the strand here, so as you come out, there's a crossing just by the Aldi. So, like by this, he's got a bit of a shift on by this point, and I'm like, fucking hell, like I get tired running the bath. Do you know what I mean? Like, as you can hear from like just little walking around on here, I'm half out of breath. So I think, right, he's going to stop at the lights. I can see the traffic starting to slow. Start to move, so I'm like, right, he's going to have to stop at the lights. I'll catch up to him there and apologise. Tell him I'm not at my best, etc. Literally, as he's running towards the crossing, I'm about 4 feet behind him. He fucking went flying, right? He fell, he tripped, and went flying. And I mean, fucking flying. He did not fall, right? So I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. You can't have two of the most embarrassing moments in your life with each other. Like, it's not on. Like, I'm gonna have to try and help him. Like, so I goes over and, like, I grabbed him by his backpack straps and, like, stood him up. I just got him onto his feet in one swift movement. And he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, nice one, big fella." You fucking little prick. Nice one, everyone. Happy days. See you all again.
Please welcome on stage. Go wild and crazy. Yes, Williamson, the civil service. He's from Bootle. Please welcome to the stage, Matty Evans.
Hello, Bootle, how are we? Fucking Bootle on a bank holiday, eh? Fucking weather's sick, innit? I'm made up, it's not up, because as you can tell, my name's Matty and I'm ginger. It's not the joke. But I'm made up that it's raining, one, because the cockfights are all getting soggy. And two, it's not hot. I can't deal with the heat being ginger. The only person you've ever known to put sun cream on to open the fridge at night. Honestly. Ever heard of anyone getting moonburn? But my name's Matty, and I am shitting myself. One, because I've never done before, and two, these knobheads in the front door. I got a couple of encouraging texts while I was out the back. First one read, "Don't forget, Salt and Tar used to be garages before they knocked them down and built this. So if it's a car crash, it won't be the first one they've seen." The ones after that came in and said, "However, you do have the potential to bomb as bad as the Bootle Blitz." Thanks for that, Mum. But as Bren said, I am a local lad. Unfortunately. I am a proper Bootle lad, Bootle born and raised, got Bootle blood in me. Bootle running through me like a stick of rock. You want to know what Bootle rock tastes like? Comes in 2 flavours, ciggy ash and despair. Yeah, I'm a Bootle lad, proper Bootle born and inbred. I mean Bootle born and bred. When Bren said that I'm local, he means it. I live there. I live in the high-rise. I overlook this and I've seen them build this tent for the last week. It's like watching a hangman build their own noose. Yeah, I live in the high-rise and I've sort of got like, I live on like the 15th floor, so I've got like a bird's eye view of Bootle. You know the game The Sims? That's the sort of view I've got of all the Bootle bagheads scurrying around its boss. But my building it's just fucking full of drama. It is. A homeless woman gave birth in our lift the other day, and she refused to get out when she delivered the kid. So the paramedics got in and didn't stop the lift. Just. I know childbirth has its ups and downs, so that's taking a piss, isn't it? I thought there were some steps you could take to avoid that. My neighbour drives a topless taxi and calls herself Boober. So, as you can tell, my family are from Bootle. here for the charity, they're just here for a piss off. Fucking kick them out. Yeah, my family's from Bootle, and they're that easy to drink. Do you want to know how easy it is for my family to drink? They'll drink from anything, from housewarming parties to house repossessions. They're drinking. If this goes well tonight, we're drinking till Friday. If it goes bad, we're drinking till next Friday. But yeah, no, we're actually here for the Bootle tool shed, as you've all been told, and we're all in this venue. Fucking good, they've seen it. I've had my telescope out for the past 4 hours trying to find Jupiter. It's here somewhere. This place is actually kicking off. Bootle's bouncing, mate. Have you seen the people who have played here before? Status Quo, the Red Rum Club. Sir Tom Jones played here, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Tom Jones toured Bootle at 84 years of age. I don't know who the fuck he owes money to. And it's only going to get better. Have you seen who's on the poster? Billy Ocean. And the Sugar Babes are lined up. Fucking unreal. You read the small print though? It's Bootle, it comes with terms and conditions, let me assure you. Because we spent all the money on Bootle, on Billy. Spent all the money on him and we had nothing left over for the Sugar Babes. So Sefton Council rounded up all the Bootle bagheads and made a few local tribute acts. So it's not the Sugar Babes, it's the Bugger Sugar Babes. Following them, you have the Pussy M Cat Dolls. And to finalise it and to end it all off, you've got Atomic Kitten. They are on the gear when they do perform, but give them a chance to boss at weddings. And if you want tickets, let me know. My nan's the lead singer, so I can box you off, alright? But no, it's not Bootle's fault for the drugs, though. I know you've all got stereotypes in your head, and you might think that I'm not from Bootle because I know I'm looking bad, but I'm not that bad. It's not Bootle's fault for the drugs. Everyone's on them. Everyone. Seen these weight loss injections that everyone's on at the minute? I don't know what they're called, I just call them flab jobs. Everyone is on these weight loss injections. I heard my mates were injecting and losing weight and I thought, of course they are. They're from Bootle. They're just following in the parents' footsteps and getting on the heroin. Even the anti-vaxxers are on them, do you remember them, ladies and gents? Do you remember them from COVID, those knobheads? All the fake sunflower lanyards to not wear a mask in the shops. The ones who thought Bill Gates was trying to inject chips into their heads, trying to trap their Aldi shops, remember these knobheads? They're all shooting up now, no questions asked. Try and ask them when they're on these flab jobs, come on. Ask them what's in it. Don't care. Ask them who made it. Don't care. Ask them what the side effects are. Skinny and I don't care. They're all trying to pretend that it's natural, and it's not. It's in the cheeks, you can tell. They're all trying to say, oh, I'm just getting my steps in and eating clean. I'll have a fucking day off, Debbie. No, you're not. Your face looks like a basset hound, love. Your cheeks are tucked into your bra, don't lie to me. That's not weight loss, that's melting. Maybe I need to get on these weight loss injections, ladies and gents, because I am single. Don't fucking act like I can't change it. But I am single. Maybe I'm single because I'm awkward. I'm not awkward, I'm borderline tism. Nice. Do you know the way some people don't like the word moist? Exactly. I hate the word yummy. Hate it. I get visceral feelings when I hear the word yummy. So you might as well just bonnet me in a bin wagon doing 95. I hate it. Hate the word yummy mummy. That's even worse. 1, because of yummy. 2, because of mummy. Why are we teaching kids to say a harder word than mum? I don't understand it. Hey, little Timmy, can you say mum? No. Can you say parental guardian? Like, just, why are we making it so fucking hard? We all agree that Daddy needs to go in the bin. That's just for porn now. Sick of hearing, sick of standing at the school gate and hearing Daddy, Daddy, and now I've got to hide the chub on. Parents asking me, what are you doing here? You don't even have kids. I'm not awkward. I didn't realise my girlfriend at the time was gay until it was far too late. I had clues, the clues were there. I asked her once, can you dress up for Valentine's Day for me in nothing but an extra large footy top? The fellas know what I'm on about, do you remember page 3? Just an extra large footy top, nothing on underneath. She's responded to that request by saying, sounds, go ahead, nice one, get on me. That should have been clue number 1 that she was gay. Clue number 2 should have been, I thought she was going to go away and order a footy top for the future shag. But no. Within the hour, she steps back into the room wearing a long-sleeved Tranmere Rovers goalie kit with her own name on the back, and it still had mud on the elbows from the Sunday before. Gutted I broke up with her, it turns out she was a keeper. Maybe I'm not single because I'm awkward, ladies and gents. Maybe I'm single because of... Look at the fucking state of me. I'm only 13, this is just brutal. I'm aging in dog years. Honestly, they say wine age is fine. I'm aging like a bottle of milk. I'm aging like a tub of custard left on a June dashboard. Just... everything's sagging, everything. Speaking to a girl the other day about all the facial work that she had done, and she was going on that a tear soft for due. Oh my God, it's been a year I've not had them done, the due. The due? Like an MOT? It's your face, not a set of fucking brake discs, love. Who or what decides the dueness of your face service? No one's ever reminded me. TV licence and found me day 1 after not paying, but no one's from the fucking Botox brigades chased me to have me annual eye bags done. I didn't even know it was a serviceable part of your body. If it did, I wouldn't let mine get like this. Look at that. They're not bags, they're suitcases. That's luggage of a family of 4 going to Benidorm. But yeah, I am aging in dog years. Don't know what I'm losing faster, me hair or me will to live. That's you after Christmas list, you twat. Yeah. Everything's sagging, man. Everything. The eyes are sagging, tits are sagging. Sat on me bollocks for the first time the other day. My half fella didn't warn me about that. I've sat down, I've jumped up, they've swung back together like a Newton's cradle. It's fucking awful. I'll stop moaning, ladies and gents. Just before you go, I'm going to leave you with this. Not this, didn't bring this with me. I'll leave you with this. Seems that there've been utter fucking knobheads in the front row. They're actually proud of it. Seems that Seems that he's been a knobhead. I'm going to tell a story that my dad doesn't like. It's not even a joke, it's just a story. He thinks he's the funniest person, not in this tent, in this postcode. Genuinely. So... I'm getting it all angles here, look what you fucking kicked off. No, he doesn't think the funniest thing that I've ever done is actually funny. He said that it was a chance wasted, I'm never going to get it again, and he's disappointed. That opportunity was my Spanish GCSE exam. So as I said, I'm a local lad, live locally, went to school locally, done well in all lessons except Spanish, hated it, couldn't deal with it. Especially because my Spanish teacher was Indian, with a lisp. It's already a lispy language. It's already it's very lispy. He said to me once, I'm not going to do the accent or the head. So he said to me basically, do what the fuck you want, I'm sick of you, I'm not teaching you. So I turned up to the GCSE exam and I had nothing to do. So I sat down, but 90 minutes is a long time to do nothing, ladies and gents, it really is. So I thought, fuck it, Matty, try and write something. And I wrote over 500 words, ladies and gents. Thank you. Only 7 were in Spanish. They were in the first sentence, and they were the first 7 words of that sentence. They read, En mi tiempo libre, me gusta el. Anyone speak Spanish? Neither do I. That means in English, in my spare time, I like to. And what I've added on the end of that is because I've ran out of Spanish, in English what I've wrote is sing songs such as Rockstar by Nickelback. And then I've wrote out the full lyrics to Rockstar by Nickelback. He doesn't think that's funny, but I do, for 2 reasons. One, because me mates were confused. Mr. Senor Evans over here hasn't wrote a thing all year, and all of a sudden on my 4th piece of paper, asking for water refills, smoke coming off the pen, they're confused. And I think it's funny because the invigilator who marked it would have had to read it all. He would have had to done. You can't just assume that I'm not going to start writing back in Spanish. Because I fucking do. There's word quesadillas in the 3rd verse, that's got to be worth a point. But yeah, I handed it in thinking I'm not going to fucking pass, obviously. But I did. Fucking yes. Either the fella's a lazy cunt and fell asleep after the first sentence, or he's a massive Nickelback fan. He said that I got a C, senor. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been absolutely wonderful.
International. Fucking brutal. It's what the Fringe is all about. Our next act's from Florida. Well, I hope the weather's a bit better than it is tonight. She works as a lecturer. Please, everyone, let's get a lovely warm welcome to Jenna Cummings.
Coming into comedy. My name is Jen, and as Bren told you, I'm not from here. So to study what Liverpudlians would find funny, I went to the Hot Water Comedy Club in town. And I go in, all the comedians are men. The first man has people keeled over laughing. He's telling a tale about fucking a woman who had a colostomy bag. The second man, well, he's Canadian. So I'm like, well, I'm fucked. I'm a woman. I'm American, not the Canadian kind. And while a colostomy bag might kind of sort of look like a condom, if I tell you guys a story about me fucking a guy in one of those, you're not gonna keel over laughing, are you? Oh. So I give up on seeing shows around here and I decide, you know what, I'm just gonna watch comedian clips from anyone, from anywhere. And I ask my friends for recommendations. And they say, well, no, you have to watch British comedians because, you know, American comedians, they don't come out and say hello and ask a question to the audience. All right. Okay. So they start sending me clips, clip after clip. A lot of them are like physical comedy clips, like this one of Silly Walks. You guys know, Silly Walks at the Ministry of Silly Walks. This other one I get sent, it's Eddie Izzard dressed to kill. And it's really funny, it's joke after joke about America! I mean, yes, we killed all our indigenous people. We love guns more than we love our children. We have more serial killers than any other country. country. And the man that's currently in charge of our big bash of nuclear weapons has 34 felony charges to his name. But we're not all that bad, okay, guys? Oh, you know what? At this point, I just decide to put on Chelsea Handler. She's an American female comedian that I really like, so I put on her Netflix special, and I wonder, how is Chelsea gonna start? And Chelsea walks out on the stage, and she says, "Hello, New Jersey!" And she asks the audience, "Where are all the women and gay men at?" I'm close to giving up, but as a last shot, I take this comedy workshop, and I go in, and our instructor, Bren, he's telling us, we really just should play to our strengths, do what's going for us. And then he looks at me and says, you're American. Then he looks at the person next to me and says, you're a woman. So I decided tonight I'm gonna give you what my instructor wanted, stories about my Americanness. And I apologize in advance if my womanness sneaks in. I'm not trying to steal my peer's thunder, as we know that's the only thing she's got for her. So what is it like for an American living in this lovely city in Liverpool? Well, I'm gonna start by telling you where it all began. The toilets of Liverpool. So I had just moved here, flown over the pond, and I made my way to town, and I'm trying to get to know the area, and I'm like totally lost, and all of a sudden I really have to pee, and that's when I learned that in the country you sometimes have to pay to pee. And if that wasn't bad enough, sometimes you have to pay with physical money, with coins, and you can't use American coins. I tried. So I bring out my phone, I look up, and I see that you can pay by card at the Liverpool One Information Center. So I go there, and I scan my credit card, tap it on the turnstile, walk through, follow the gingerbread-looking person into the toilet. And I go, and I'm like, sit down, ready to go. And then I think to myself, did I just see urinals on the way in here? Oh my God, I did. Oh my God, I just used my American credit card to pay 50 pence and an international fee to pee and sit on a toilet that men have shat on. Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Well, I really have to go, so I'm just gonna go. But it's okay, you know what? I'll just do my business. I'll get out of here quickly. I didn't see anybody. It will be fine. So do my business. Get out, there's no one there, it's all good. Wash my hands, walk back to the turnstile. Great, coast is clear, good. Oh no, now there's a fucking attendant here. He wasn't there before when I could use some attending, but now he has to be there. Oh gosh, I'm so nervous. Like, I've been in this country for less than 24 hours and I'm gonna be totally made fun of. Like, this is so embarrassing. So I walk up and he's like, "Hey girl, you know you like nipped in the lad's balk, yeah? Like?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of realized halfway through, but I just committed." And I prepare for him to mock me, and he goes, "That's bossy? Yeah? Amazing, right?" And that was just my first experience in a toilet here in Liverpool. I mean, it was just amazing. Little did I know that Liverpool toilets are stock full of culture here, and when I say culture, I mean drugs. Ketamine, cocaine, ecstasy, you name it. I'm not gonna tell you if I've seen it. I gotta keep my visa in these trying times, okay? We got a trade war going on, things are getting tense. But really, I mean, women outside of the Liverpool toilets, they might fight over a guy. But inside the Liverpool toilets, it's all like, fuck him, I'm gorgeous, you're gorgeous, he's a fucking bell end. I love the community in the Liverpool toilets. Oh, women are amazing there. I think the only community that rivals what I've seen in the Liverpool women's toilet is that what I see at Anfield. Do I have any Reds in here? Woo! If anyone was booing, you know, get over it. Everton lost, okay? Even I, not from here, know that, okay? Oh man, no. Truly, English football is one of a kind. Well, actually, American football is one of a kind. I mean, because of that, I don't actually know a lot about English football or the rest of the world's football. And so my friends get to enjoy me trying to be a part of the sports talk, but not knowing any of the terminology here, right? So one time I was lucky enough to get tickets to go to a game, and I went, and my friend was kind enough to go with me, and we go, and I just left the game, and I was so impressed, and I was like, oh my God, that game was so cool. I've never seen so many headbangs. It was like they were headbutting back and forth, headbutt to one another. And he looked at me, and he was like, you mean a header? And like, when my friends were talking about how great Liverpool was doing this season, I was like, yeah, Liverpool, they're at the top of the board! Oh, and that coach Slot, he's such a great football coach, isn't he? Oh, man. And then at the game where Liverpool won it all, I actually was at Anfield outside celebrating. There were so many people there. There were adults, there were kids, friends, family. It was like this once-in-a-lifetime crowd, and I was so excited. And a friend of mine came to me, and she couldn't get into the pub where I had gone in to watch the game, so I was telling her about the game, and I was like, oh my God, it was so cool. The other team accidentally got the ball into the goal for Liverpool, and somehow it counted as a point for Liverpool! And this kid looked over at me, and he said, we fucking got an own goal, you knob! Enjoying my take on the Scouse accent. When I moved here, I told my friend Kimmy, she's a flight attendant, she's traveled the world. I told her, I got my dream job as a lecturer in Liverpool and I'm moving there. And she says to me that the Liverpool accent is her least favorite in the world. Yeah, and now that I've been here for a while, I can confirm that Kimmy was being all ass. Dead serious. I'm not messing. I'm made up, lad. I don't know what it is exactly about the Scouse accent that I love so much. It's like the harshness, the softness. It could just be the phrases. It's like, hey, how are you? I'm sound, mate. How are you? I'm starving. You want to go get scran? And how are you? He's doing my fucking head in that woolly back. It could be moments like that where I just don't understand. It happens about like 50% of the time, which for me, you know, I'm someone who listens a lot at work to students and I listen to my family and friends, so zoning out 50% of the time, it's great. It's like being a man. Man, but the only thing that's hard about not knowing the lingo here is trying to date men in Liverpool when you don't know the lingo. So, for example, I was briefly dating this guy, and he was like, hey, Babs, what's up? I was like, why is he calling me Babs? I'm pretty sure he should know by this point that my name is Jen, not Babs. We just kept going on like, hey, Babs, what you doing? Are we going to this? And blah, blah, blah. So I decided to use Siri to translate. Siri, what does Babs mean in the UK? Babs in the UK means babe. Aww, cute. I mean, a little early, but cute, right? Yeah. So I go on vacation, this guy's messaging me. He's saying, oh, send me photos. Oh, I wish I was there. And then I come back from vacation, and he's all like, I don't want this anymore. When you know, you know. I'm like, do you know? You were calling me your Babs and you bought me a fucking toothbrush. It's fine. It's fine. We see each other later on, you know, and it's a little awkward. We, you know, hey, walk by really fast. So I decide to just send a WhatsApp message to like clear the air, and I say, you know, oh, I hope we can be friends, and like, I hope you had a good rest of your summer. and he never responded. Yeah, I was telling my friends here about this, my friends over here, and they were like, he blanked ya. And you know what you need to do? You need to blank him. Siri, what is blanking in the UK? Blanking means to pretend someone doesn't exist. Huh. Okay, all right. So the next time I do get presented the opportunity to see him, I was never very good at being rude, but I decided, I'm gonna blink him. So I walked by and I just turned my head ever so slightly. You all may not consider it blanking, but I felt cool enough to be able to go tell my friends, yeah, I fucking blanked him. I'm from Liverpool now. Yeah. But then I run into him again not so long after that, and I just couldn't keep up the whole act, and so I smiled and waved, but he was like all mad. He was like, you blanked me? The other day I was gonna talk to you and you looked at the wall? Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, Jen, you're a dickhead, fuck off. Siri, what does fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, you're a dickhead, fuck off mean in the UK? It means go away, go away, go away, you're stupid. Well, I am looking up what dickhead means on the internet, so I guess he got me there. Now, some of you might feel sorry for me after that last story. Don't worry, I've met plenty of nice men in Liverpool. Sure, all these men have been my Uber drivers, but they've been really, really nice. One of them technically wasn't an Uber driver. You would have liked him. He was from Boodle. Yeah. He actually drove me to IKEA and shopped with me for 3 hours while I got my sheets and my pans and stuff for the kitchen. He was a really nice guy. I met him at Crosby Beach. His dog ran up to me and, he said hello, and he knew I didn't have a car, so he offered to take me to IKEA. And so after we went IKEA shopping, he asked if we could grab some food, and I said, yeah, that's fine. And then he was like, oh, well, I gotta go home and feed the dog. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then he's like, do you mind waiting in the car? And I was like, oh, okay, all right, sure. Thought that was a little bit weird because this guy was in his 30s and he said he owned his own flat, but I was like, oh, okay, maybe he just, wants to go in and do his thing. So goes in to feed the dog, and I'm sitting in the car on my phone waiting, and then all of a sudden I hear at the window, and I look, and there's a woman. I'm a little scared because we're not in a public toilet, so she might start yelling at me. But this woman is like 50 years old, so I rolled down the window. She said, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you, hon. I'm Ben's ma. Please come inside for a cuppa. Like, okay. So I go inside and I not only have a cuppa with Ben and his mom, but also Ben's dad and Ben's sister who's visiting home from school. And I have 2 hours of tea with this complete family of strangers to me. But they also might have been the nicest family I have ever met. I mean, I left with a bottle of Prosecco and also some leftovers, bangers, and mash. Yeah. Needless to say, though, I thought I should, start taking actual Ubers around the city. So one day I was out drinking and I missed the last train home, and I called up an Uber, and this guy picked me up, and, he had the Scouse accent, like harsh and soft, and I don't know, I was just feeling kind of lonely, I had been rejected early on here, and I didn't quite want to marry into Ben's family yet, so I pulled to Ben's ma, and I invited this Uber driver up to my flat for a cup of tea. And he came in, and I made the tea, and he laid down on my couch, and I sat on this chair over here, and then he started doing this thing that a lot of men have done to me since I've moved to Liverpool, where they just start telling me all this horrible trauma that's happened to them, like this very deep, personal stuff, and they're just telling me, this complete stranger early on. And a therapist might call this trauma dumping, but I've learned to just call it what it is, foreplay. And so while he executed his version of foreplay, I executed mine, I twirled my hair, said so coyly, I said, so, what kind of lover are you? And he sat up so quickly, he was like, I can be whatever you fancy, love. And let me tell you, he was. Yeah? Harsh and soft, am I right? Oh man, it was amazing. Turns out that dirty talk is never sexier than when you can't understand 50% of the time. Oh man, so at the end of the night when we were all done having our fun, he asked me for my phone number. And I did what any reasonable adult would do, regardless of their cultural background, British or American. I gave him 5 stars and a 2-pound tip. Oh wait, but you guys wouldn't give the tip, you Brits, but I love you anyways. Thank you, little Liverpool.
Right, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, our last act's about to come on stage, headlining his first show. Don't build your need up too much, just going on last. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for, let's get the ripple going, come on please. From Norton on the Wirral, he's a mortgage advisor. Please put your hands together, go wild and crazy for Mark Williamson.
Great to see you all. My name's Mark. Wonderful to see you. Thanks for coming out and supporting us today. It's wonderful of you. If you're wondering about the leg, by the way, that's Bren's idea of a diversity inclusion. The first week we did have a dwarf. We had some type of accident at the Strand. And he didn't come back for week 2. I walked in the second week straight away, Bren. Oof! 2 foot me right to the back. Like, geez, Bren. That was unnecessary, wasn't it? I could have just pretended to be blind or something. You didn't have to do that. And he goes, I know, but I like it to be authentic and the dwarf's not here, is he? And there's something else. He was gay as well. That was a bit of a bummer. Well, thanks for coming out supporting the wonderful charity, the Brutal Tool Shed. It's a great thing to be in support of. I think as a dad, I'm 46 years old, I've got 3 kids. It's nice that we get some support because I'll be signing up to the fucking tool shed once I've done here today. I feel like I'm the CEO of my very own not-for-profit organisation. Well no, my house is complex. When you say complex, it's fucking mental, isn't it? So, my wife and 2 of my kids are medically classified as being neurodivergent. And if you're not too sure what that means, that's people who basically their brains work a little bit differently. So we're thinking about autism, we're thinking about ADHD, dyslexia, that sort of stuff. There's 5 people in my house. I've got 3 of them. That's 60%, it's a lot that, isn't it? Imagine if you turned up tonight, how many people are here? 50, 60 people. Imagine if 40 of you all had the same top on and no one fucking told you why. You might not notice straight away. You might get to the interval and go, what's something going on here? That's basically my life. My lad got to about 12 and saying, why did he only eat fucking ham wraps, chicken nuggets and chips? But we don't use the term neurodivergent in my house. We like to use the term neurospicy. Because it's a much better way to describe it, isn't it, when you think about it? Because you think about spice in food. A little bit of spice is great, isn't it? Because it adds a little bit of flavour. What does it bring? Joy, a bit of complexity. A little bit too much spice, what does that bring? Tears, swearing, another fucking meal, really. But I think of it, it's like Nando's. You all been to Nando's, yeah? Who's been to Nando's? You seen the periometer? Yeah. So you got your plain at the bottom, all the way up to extra hot. So like my 3 kids, I've got a 15-year-old daughter, absolutely wonderful. She's my little lemon and herb. Now she's not been diagnosed with anything, which means she's not spicy, but she's definitely not fucking plain. Do you know what I mean? And just like lemon and herb, sometimes you're tempted to ask and find out, but you think, it's not harming anyone. We'll just leave it be. It's better not to know. And then I've got my other daughter, she's 16, she's autistic. And I'd say she's somewhere between medium and hot if I was going to gauge her on the periometer. But we call her quiet spice. No, she's quite introverted, and her autism means she just doesn't deal well with social situations. So if she likes to stay in a room, she might not speak to you unless you talk directly to her. So she's just a little bit quiet. But every now and then, she'll have what we call a bit of a glitch, a bit of a tism. So you go, that little filter between your brain and your mouth just goes missing every now and then. And often she'll just come up with something that'll either be fucking hilarious or really inappropriate. And it's never at the right time. And then there's the boy. You say boy, he's 21. So he's got ADHD. But again, if you spent 5 minutes with him, just took a little bit of time to get to know him, you'd swear it was a simple case of C-U-N-T. He lives his life at extra hot. That's his resting spice rate. Extra fucking hot. And most of the time, he's beyond extra hot. We've got a whole new classification. He's basically hotter than Satan's arsehole. Which is a nice coincidence, because that's his nickname as well. But you know what I'm coming to learn now is that they can't change, and I've got to change. I've got to do better, and I've got to be better. We're lucky we're not living in America. Have you seen what's coming out of there at the moment? The US Secretary of Health, RFK, has said by the end of September, he will find out what is the root cause of autism, and he'll also cure it by September. He's treating it like it's fucking coronavirus. He called it an epidemic the other day. I'm like, I'll save you 3 months, mate. My house is fucking ground zero. I've got 3 confirmed cases and 1 probable carrier. I'm fucking riddled with it. By the end of September, we're going to have 3 of the FBI's top 10 most wanted. Be the Williamson family, a.k.a. the Wuhan clan. No, it's hard though. I think for me, because I'm like Gen X, you know, like Gen X boomers, millennials. So I'm Gen X, I was born in 1978. And with Gen X, it can go one of 2 ways. You can either be really tech savvy, quite liberal, quite open to all of the new trends and movements that are happening. Or you can have a midlife crisis of 46 and try doing stand-up comedy. But I'm trying to be better, as I say, but I'm very, very judgmental. But I do think there's one change that we can make as a society, and it's fucking kids' names. Does my head in. There should be a rule, I think we can all agree to this. You should not name your kids after a sports car or a fashion brand. And if you insist on doing it, fucking spell it correctly. My wife's a teaching assistant. She's fantastic. She works in a school with the kids a lot of like educational needs. But if she read out her class register, I swear to God, it'd be like an episode of Top Gear coming live from Paris Fashion Week. Porsche, present. Mercedes, Armani, Burberry. Where are the twins? Kia, Sportage. Even happens when we're out. We work quite close to where we live. So when we go shopping, we'll often bump into kids from the class. So we're in Tesco at the weekend doing the big shop. Walking through the biscuit aisle. And we just hear, Mrs. Williamson, Mrs. Williamson, hiya Mrs. Williamson. Wife looks at me, gives me the eyes. What's the matter? Straight away, game face goes on. Hello, Dolce. This is a chubby little fat lad, by the way. Hello, Dolce. How lovely to see you. 2 seconds later, Dolce's mum, waddling behind him down the aisle. Heavily pregnant. Now, none of you know Dolce, and none of you know Dolce's mum, but everybody knows Dolce's mum. 4 kids, no job, paid cash for the Range Rover and put her tits on finance. So they're having a little chat about her schooling. Wife's looking at me as if, please, don't say it, don't say it. But I'm going to say it. Who's not going to say it? I said, Dolce, what a wonderful name. Isn't that Italian for soft or sweet or something like that? And she said, well, it's actually, when me and the kids' dad got together, I was wearing this amazing Dolce & Gabbana dress. But he hasn't seen his dad since that night, so I thought it's a nice way for him to have a connection to him. How romantic, tell me more. It's actually spelled D-O-L-C-H-A-Y. You know, so it's unique. That's not your problem, love. So then I asked her, I said, oh, I can see you've got another one on the way. Have you thought of any names for the new baby? And she went, yeah, I'm going to name her Clara. Say that again. Yeah, I'm going to name her Clara. The dad's got no interest and he disappeared after 3 months. Honestly, it's difficult, isn't it? But I'm saying I'm too judgmental, I'm trying to be better, I'm trying to do better. And I thought what I need to do, get involved in this mindfulness, because that's a new word now, isn't it, mindfulness? Teach it to the kids, be more mindful, trying to be better people. But I don't know what it's all about. I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, I was brought up in a different time. The only time we heard about mindfulness was mind out the way, shut the fuck up and mind your own fucking business. So I'm like, right, I need to find someone who knows what they're talking about. So I have a look online. I found somewhere local, actually. Yeah, a bit in Bootle. So I ring them up, and this lad answers the phone. It's definitely a local lad, but he's trying a bit too hard. Like he's reading from a script, and he's got one of those. What's the best way to describe it? You want those Steve McManaman accents? One where he remembers to finish all of his letters, but you know it's not real. So I'm like, hiya mate, look, my name's Mark. I want to look at your mindfulness retreat. I've seen it advertised online. Can you tell me how much it costs and can you tell me a little bit more about it? That's not a problem, Mark. Absolutely. The weekend retreat costs £1,000. And for the £1,000, what you get is an exclusive retreat at our private compound in an undisclosed location. When you enter the retreat, we take on a vow of silence and we'll only communicate via the written word. This will allow you to engage in your communication, give a little bit more thought to the words that you use and the language that you convey to other people around you. During the weekend, we will embark upon a series of transcendental meditations. This will allow you to be at one with your own thoughts and your own feelings. And it will allow you to find the answers that which you seek. I understood the £1,000. The rest of it lost me, mate. Could you maybe simplify it for me just a little bit? And I think he was getting a little bit fed up at this point. Look, mate, it's going to cost you a bag of sand. You've got to mind out the way, shut the fuck up and mind your own business. Do you want it or not? You're talking my type of language. Sign me up, take me money. No. But there was one incident that happened a while ago. And it was the one thing that made me realise I've got to do better and I've got to be better. It was Christmas a couple of years ago. Now, before this, we'd always had Christmas at my house. But this time around, my brother had moved out, had started a family, got his own house. My mum's on her own. I've got my spicy crew. And I think, let's take the stress out of it. Let's go out for Christmas dinner. Now, before I go on to the rest of the story, things you need to understand. The spices, as we like to call them, a few things that they don't like is large gatherings, lots of noise, strong smells, and food that isn't beige. So armed with that knowledge, I thought, fuck it, let's go for a Christmas curry. So it's Christmas Day, we get to the local curry house, it's absolutely rammed. We walk in, and straight away I realise I've made a catastrophic mistake. There's loads of Christmas deckies up, they've got a guy in playing a sitar, just playing Christmas tunes, but he only knows 2. Jingle Bells and the 12 Days of Christmas. As soon as we walk in, Satan's arsehole starts to twitch. And I thought, this is going to go wrong. And very quickly, I know, I need to get this over and done with. So we get to the table. My brother and his family are on one side, my mum's in the middle, And I'm here, doing a bit of crowd control with Quiet Spice and Satan's arsehole. So you have the little preamble, we get the drinks in, and I'm like, look everyone, I'm going to get the waiter over, we'll just order a load of starters, we'll share them out, tell me your meals, we'll get it ordered, get it in out, get it boxed off. And my son's there going, I need to go, I can't stay here, it's doing me head, I need to go. Look son, it's fine, I'll get you some chips, not a problem, you'll be fine. So I start taking a few of the orders. I said, right, does everyone want poppadoms? Going 11 poppadoms, yeah? That's fine. What about sagaloo? Like 6 sagaloo? Yeah, so we get like 6 or 7 sagaloo? No problem at all. So I call the waiter over. I said, yeah, we'll start taking the order, please. So I'm chatting to the waiter, giving a few orders. And then there's there, Mark? Yes, Mum? Did he do that pilau rice? I said, yes, Mum, pilau rice, no problem, we'll get some of that. That's fine. What's pilau rice? I'm not even fucking pilau rice. Don't like my pilau rice. Just want chips. I said, son, it's fine. I'll get you some chips. Please stay calm. It's not a problem. I said, right, I'm going to have vindaloo. You're going to have a list. 2 vindaloos, 4 chicken balties, 3 Rogan Josh. Mark! Yes, Mum? Can you make sure you ask him for that pilau rice, please? Not a problem, Mum. Heard ya? Pilau rice, no problem at all. And have you had those fish pakoras? Yeah, 8 fish pakoras and 9 of those veggie samosas. Mark! Have you told him about the pilau rice? Because I really want the pilau rice. Said Mum, shut the fuck up about the pilau rice. I'm ordering the food and I want to have a Merry fucking Christmas. At this point, the guy playing the sitar had stopped playing. The restaurant was a bit like this, every face looking straight at me. The waiter doesn't know what to do. And for some reason, I've taken my eye off the ball, Quiet Spice pipes up, looks at me, looks at the waiter, go, too many white people. How'd you deal with that? This is a true story, by the way. So now, I've got my mum's not speaking to me, Satan's arsehole's about to explode, and my little Quiet Spice has said the most non-racist thing ever, but made it sound like the most racist thing ever. So what did I do? I did what any self-respecting 46-year-old dad and husband man would do in this situation. I completely ignored it and hoped no one would ever mention it again. I thought, I need to distract him here. I need to get this waiter's attention away. What can I do? And at that moment, the sitar player kicks back in again. All right, this is my moment. Can we just run through the order again, please? Do you mind? Not a problem, sir. From the top, 2, 3, 4. 12 onion bhajis, 11 plain poppadoms, 10 tandoori chicken, 9 veg samosas, 8 onion bhajis, 7 sagaloo, 6 sheema kebabs, 5 pilau rice, 4 chicken balti, 3 Rogan Josh, 2 vindaloo, and some chips for the ADHD. Thank you! Thanks very much, guys. You've been brilliant.
Mark Williamson, come on everyone, let's get it going. Right guys, that concludes tonight's show, but it also concludes the first ever Salt and Tar Fringe Festival. I'm going to say thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for supporting Bootle Tool Shed. They do fantastic work in the community. Men's mental health's really important. What I'm going to do before the Hulk and the Wall looks brilliant. 2 months ago, they'd never done anything like this. How good were they? Come on, let's get it going. Tell you what, let's get them back up. Everyone, Nichols, Carl, get back on stage now. Take a bow. Lowcock, Samantha Mullings, Rowlands, Bren, Jenna Cummings, Williamson. this has been a fantastic festival for the community, run by Sefton Council. Thanks a lot for supporting and be part of it. Hopefully we'll see you next year. All I'm going to say is thanks a lot. Good night, everyone. Good night.